You're sitting in a restaurant, paying full price, and the person at the next table, same age, same order, is paying a fraction of what you are. Because they know which restaurants quietly set aside a whole separate system for people over 55. Today I'm showing you 8 restaurants where that system exists. Most people walk into Denny's, glance at the regular menu, and wince at the prices. But then they order something small just to stay within budget. What they don't know is that a completely separate menu exists, built specifically for anyone 55 and older. It's called the 55 Plus menu. And it's not 1 or 2 token items thrown together. It covers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Most dishes land between $5 and $9. The regular menu runs $14 to $17 for the same food. That same 2-egg omelet with hash browns and toast, the one that costs $16 on the regular menu, starts at $8.99 on the 55 Plus menu at most locations. Now compare that to the regular ultimate omelet, 3 eggs, sausage, the works, which starts at $16.59 at many locations. Same flavor, half the price. But then it gets better. If you carry an AARP card, you stack a 15% discount on top of the already reduced 55 Plus prices. There's a $10 cap on the AARP discount, so it works best on smaller checks. But for a solo lunch, that's nearly the entire tax covered. The AARP discount doesn't apply to alcohol, the everyday value slam, or online orders. But then there's a third layer most people miss entirely. Sign up for Denny's Rewards. It's free, takes 3 minutes, and they hand you 20% off your next visit just for joining. That's 3 separate discounts, stacked on one meal, at a restaurant most people assume has nothing to offer them. Here's something most people over 55 don't realize when they walk into an IHOP. You don't need a card. You don't need a membership. You don't need to sign up for anything. You just need to be 55 and ask for the 55 Plus menu. That menu exists at most IHOP locations nationwide, covering breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The breakfast sampler, eggs, bacon, pancakes, hash browns, runs about $11 on the 55 Plus menu. On the regular menu, the comparable plate is $18.49. The crispy shrimp platter is $10.29 on the senior menu. That same plate on the regular menu is $15.59. But then the math starts to compound. If you eat at IHOP once a week and choose the 55 Plus menu every time, you're saving somewhere between $4 and $6 per visit. That's $20 to $25 a month. Over a full year, that's close to $300 from one small habit change at one restaurant. But then some franchise locations go further and offer an additional 10% off on top of the already reduced senior prices. That's not advertised. You have to ask. Sign up for IHOP's rewards program, the International Bank of Pancakes, and they add a free meal on your birthday on top of everything else. 3 layers of savings at a restaurant most people assume has nothing to offer them. Most senior discounts in this country are 10%. Jack in the Box doubled it. At participating locations, anyone 55 or older gets up to 20% off their entire order. No AARP card, no membership. Just show your ID and ask. That discount applies to everything: breakfast, burgers, tacos, shakes, during all operating hours. But then there's a second layer most people never find. Download the Jack in the Box app, and you earn 10 points for every dollar you spend. Those points are redeemable across more than 20 different menu items. So the 20% comes off the top, and then the points accumulate on the reduced price beneath it. But then there's a third layer. Jack in the Box runs a value menu called Munchies under $4. 15 items priced under $4, available independently of any discount. Stack the senior discount on top of an already low price point, earn points on the reduced total, and redeem those points on a future visit. Now let me be honest with you here. Jack in the Box operates in 21 states, concentrated mostly in the West and Southwest. If you're not near one, this particular play doesn't work for you. But if you are, this is one of the most underused stacking strategies in fast food right now. This one has the best name in senior dining. It's called the Double Nickel Club. The name comes from the old 55-mile-per-hour national speed limit, the double nickel. And if you're 55 or older, you can join it. Here's what membership gets you. Once a week, usually Wednesday, though the day can vary by location, you walk into your local Uno Pizzeria and Grill, and you get 25 to 30% off your entire meal. Not 10%, not 15, 25 to 30. But then here's the part that trips most people up. You cannot join online. There is no national sign-up page. There is no app. You walk into your local Uno, you ask the staff about the Double Nickel Club, and you join at the counter. That's it. But because it requires that in-person step, and because Uno doesn't advertise it nationally, most people who would qualify have never heard of it. Think about what 25% off once a week means over a year. If your average Uno meal runs $20, you're saving $5 every Wednesday. That's $260 a year from one weekly habit. At a sit-down restaurant, with real food on the table. The Double Nickel Club is one of the best-kept secrets in senior dining, and almost nobody knows to ask for it. Here's where things get interesting. Because some discounts don't require age at all, they require one card. A $12 card. That's the annual cost of an AARP membership. And that one card functions like a master key at two of the most popular casual dining chains in America. At Chili's, the discount doesn't even require AARP. Anyone 55 or older gets 10% off their meal just by asking the server. No card, no app, no coupon. You just say the words. But then Outback Steakhouse layers on top of that with the AARP card specifically. Flash your membership at Outback and you get 10% off your food, alcohol excluded. Now here's the math that matters. An AARP membership costs $12 a year. The average dinner at Outback runs around $20 per person. 10% off that is $2 per visit. 6 visits to Outback in a year and the membership has already paid for itself. But then AARP works at dozens of other restaurants beyond these two. Denny's, Rainforest Cafe, McCormick and Schmick's, Carrabba's, Bonefish Grill, and more. Every one of those meals chips away at that $12 annual fee until the card is essentially free, and then starts making you money. Now I want to correct something here because I hear this one often. People assume Golden Corral has a senior discount. It does not company-wide. Individual locations may offer something, but there is no standard policy. Call before you go. Krispy Kreme has been making donuts since 1937. They opened their first location in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a small shop, a simple recipe, a glass window so customers could watch the donuts being made. 89 years later, they have more than 1,000 locations worldwide. But then here's what most people don't know. If you're 50 or older, not 55, 50, many Krispy Kreme locations will give you 10% off your order. Just ask. No card, no app, no loyalty program required. But then there's a second option that doesn't require age at all. Buy any coffee at Krispy Kreme and ask for a free donut with it. That offer exists at participating locations and requires nothing but the coffee purchase. Now here's what makes this worth saying out loud. Most people who walk into Krispy Kreme pay full price their entire lives. Not because the discount doesn't exist, because nobody told them, and because the words senior discount are not written anywhere on the menu board, the counter, or the register. The entire system is built on the assumption that you won't ask. Ask anyway. Most people know Applebee's, but most people over 60 don't know about the Golden Apple Card. Here's what it is. At participating Applebee's locations, customers 60 and older can receive 10 to 15% off their meal, but at many locations, that discount is tied to a card you have to ask for specifically. The Golden Apple Card. It's not on the menu. It's not behind the counter where you can see it. You ask the manager for it. But then once you have it, it works every time you walk through the door at that location. Applebee's operates more than 1,800 restaurants across the United States, but because they're franchised, the discount policy isn't uniform. Some locations offer it freely, some require the card, some have stopped offering it altogether. This is exactly why calling ahead matters. One phone call before your first visit tells you whether your local Applebee's participates, what the discount rate is, and whether they use the card system. But then stack it with Applebee's own rewards program, and the savings compound visit over visit. For anyone eating out regularly on a fixed income, 10 to 15% off at one of the most widely available restaurant chains in the country is not a small thing. It adds up fast. Jason's Deli doesn't get talked about much in the senior discount conversation, but then it probably should. Here's why. At select locations, anyone 55 or older gets 10% off their meal. No AARP card required. Just your age and a willingness to ask. But then there's a second thing at Jason's Deli that has nothing to do with age at all. Every dine-in customer, regardless of age, regardless of what they order, gets free soft-serve ice cream after their meal. No purchase threshold, no minimum, free. It's a small thing, but on a fixed income, small things add up. But then there's a third layer. Jason's Deli runs a loyalty program called Deli Dollars. You earn 1 point for every dollar you spend. Hit 250 points and you get $10 off your next meal. For a regular visitor, that threshold arrives faster than most people expect. Jason's Deli is a family-owned business that has been operating since 1976, now serving guests at 250 locations across 28 states. They built their reputation on clean ingredients, generous portions, and a dining room that doesn't rush you. Stack the senior discount with Deli Dollars, add the free soft serve at the end, and a $20 lunch starts to look more like $14. Now here's the part I promised you at the beginning, the part that should make you think. Every restaurant on this list is franchised, meaning individual owners run individual locations, and corporate sets the general policy, but doesn't always enforce it uniformly. That's why the same chain can offer a senior discount at one location and nothing at the location across town. It's not a conspiracy, it's just the economics of how these businesses operate. The franchise owner weighs the cost of the discount against the loyalty it buys. Some decide it's worth it, some don't. But here's what that means for you practically. It means calling ahead is not optional, it's the move. One phone call before a first visit tells you everything. Whether the discount exists, what age qualifies, whether you need a card, and whether there's a specific day. It means carrying your ID, not just your AARP card, because different locations require different proof. And it means asking directly, clearly, and without embarrassment. Because here's what I've learned after years of watching people leave money on the table. The discount almost never comes to you. You go to it. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder and offer to charge you less. You have to say the words. So here's your homework. Pick 2 restaurants from this list that you already visit. Call ahead. Ask about their senior discount. Ask about their rewards program. Download one free app this week, Denny's or IHOP, and collect the welcome discount before your next visit. And if you don't have an AARP card yet, do the math, $12 a year. The first time you use it at Outback, it's already halfway paid for. There's a saying that stuck with me for a long time. The best discount in the world is worthless if you never ask for it.